Welcome back to Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight we sail back to the year 1587 and the tumultuous dawn of English ambition in the New World. Our mystery centers on the eastern shores of North Carolina, where an entire community of over 100 men, women, and children simply vanished into history. This is the legend of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. The motivation was pure geopolitical rivalry. The expedition was financed by the legendary Sir Walter Raleigh, with the full, if indirect, blessing of Queen Elizabeth I. The goal was not merely exploration, it was to establish a strategic English foothold in North America, to challenge the growing global power of the Catholic Spanish Empire. This 1587 attempt was actually the second English venture. The first, in 1585, led by Ralph Lane, ended in hostility and failure, proving the immense challenges of survival and native relationships. Raleigh's second attempt was different. It was a citizen colony, meant to be permanent, built not just by soldiers but by families. The colonists, 117 souls, including Governor John White's pregnant daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his granddaughter, Virginia Dare, who was the first English child born in the New World, landed on Roanoke Island. They were determined to build a new life despite the vast, untamed wilderness and the complex relationships with the native tribes. They began building their homes and fort, setting the stage for what should have been a glorious chapter in English history. However, the initial days were fraught with tension and difficulty. While some of the local tribes, like the CROATOAN, were friendly, others were fiercely hostile, viewing the English presence as an invasion. Essential resources quickly dwindled, and the colonists soon realized their desperately precarious position. By late August 1587, Governor John White, a gifted artist and dedicated governor, was forced to make a harrowing choice. He had to sail back to England. His mission: to secure urgent supplies, more men, and necessary funds. White promised his people, and specifically his daughter and granddaughter, he would return within 3 months. This promise, however, was immediately shattered by the immense political upheaval consuming Europe. England was preparing for the existential threat of the Spanish Armada. Every seaworthy ship, every sailor, and every ounce of resource was conscripted for the defense of the nation. Governor White found himself trapped in England for 3 agonizing years. 3 long years marked by desperate pleading, legal battles for transportation, and the gnawing fear that his entire family and colony were facing annihilation across the ocean. It wasn't until August 1590 that Governor White, aboard a privateer ship, finally managed to return to Roanoke Island. As his ship approached the shore, he immediately sensed something was terribly wrong. The landing site was eerily silent. No distress signals were flying, no cannons were fired in welcome, and no smoke rose from the chimneys. The settlement was completely deserted. The visual evidence was baffling. The houses had been taken down, but systematically not destroyed in a chaotic raid. The area was surrounded by a newly built palisade, indicating that the colonists had been under threat or preparing for defense before their departure. But where had they gone? After days of searching the abandoned settlement, White finally found his only clues. The first was the word CROATOAN carved deeply into a fence post of the palisade. The second and most crucial clue was the letters CRO carved into a large tree nearby. Crucially, White noted a significant absence. There were no distress signals, no crosses or symbols indicating the colonists had left under duress or forced evacuation. White had specifically instructed them that if they were forcibly removed, they must carve a Maltese cross into a nearby tree. The colony was simply gone, leaving behind only 2 cryptic words. The Admiralty Court back in England, fueled by rumor and political pressure, was desperate for an explanation. The primary and most widely accepted theory suggests that the colonists simply assimilated with a friendly Native American tribe, likely the CROATOAN tribe, whose name was carved on the post. Facing the harsh winter and with no sign of Governor White's return, the colonists, short on food and supplies, may have decided their only chance for survival was to abandon the fort and seek refuge with their Native American allies on Hatteras Island, where the CROATOAN tribe lived. Evidence supporting this includes the complete lack of bodies or graves at the settlement site, the systematic dismantling of the homes, suggesting an organized move, not a massacre, and perhaps most intriguingly, later reports from other English explorers in the 1600s mentioning fair-skinned, gray-eyed natives who spoke perfect English and were familiar with Christian baptism rites, suggesting a direct blending of the two cultures. The carving of CROATOAN may have simply been a final desperate message to White, informing him of their new location and intent. However, a darker theory suggests the colony was wiped out by a violent massacre. The obvious suspects are either hostile indigenous tribes or the Spanish. Historical records show the Spanish military was ordered to find and destroy the settlement, though they later claimed they never located it. More likely, the massacre was carried out by hostile Native American groups, perhaps the powerful Powhatan tribe, who saw the English as a destructive and aggressive force. This theory, however, struggles to explain the complete absence of signs of a fight. No blood, no spent weaponry, and no widespread destruction of valuables. The friendly carving is the single greatest contradiction to the massacre theory. A third, highly complex theory suggests the colony split into multiple smaller groups, seeking survival in different directions. Perhaps one group, as hinted by the CROATOAN carving, moved south to Hatteras Island. Simultaneously, others may have tried to move further inland, towards the mainland. Archaeological evidence, particularly the discovery of a 16th century signet ring and English pottery fragments found further inland near the Albemarle Sound, known as the Zede site discoveries in the 2000s, suggests a splinter group may have indeed moved north and west. The ultimate fate, then, might have been death by attrition, starvation, disease, or small, constant skirmishes with different, less friendly tribes after their essential supplies ran out. Whatever the immediate catalyst, be it a massive hurricane, a devastating drought, the slow march of starvation, or the crushing pressure of the Spanish threat, the disappearance of Roanoke remains the single most confounding mystery in the establishment of the American colonies, earning it the ominous title of the Lost Colony. The silence of Roanoke is a testament to the brutal, unforgiving nature of the New World and the tragic price paid for imperial ambition.